What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our deck excitement list for 2.5. This is our not so tier list, as we like to say, because we don't do tier lists here. I was thinking about delaying this video because, you know, this week was supposed to be pre-release for 2.5 on Friday, but it's been delayed in North America. But I thought, hey, let's just keep it going. We got plenty of things in the meantime while we wait for pre-release and then release now on March 8th, 7th, somewhere in there. So we have a lot to do. We're going to do some how to build lists, which are going to kind of take up the space. So we're going to get into the deck excitement list. We're going to talk about it here. And as always, this is more of how I feel about the decks that are coming out. 2.5 has a slew of decks, honestly, even more than 2.0. You just look at that list down there. It's huge. So we're going to talk about all these decks. It's going to be a lot of fun. And as always, we have our little categories here. And you know what? I'll kind of show you here because we got, you know, our super excited. S for super excited. This is what we're super excited for. We have A. I figure this is like am hoping to build. So I'm hoping to build these, but I'm probably going to build the super excited ones first. We'll see, you know, if I get around to doing that or not. Just depends. Could build them later on in a different format too, if there's nothing I'm really interested in. But these are things I'm hoping to build. B is be nice. Be nice to, if I can spell properly, to build. These are ones that it'd be nice to try and build them at some point, but I don't really need to, at least not, you know, at the current moment. C is couldn't care. Couldn't care less. And of course D is my or don't give a frel. If you guys see Farscape, you'll get that last one. Just to be a little bit nicer there. So these are the categories here for, you know, each deck. We're gonna go through and talk about how we feel about each deck and where we place them on the list. And you guys can let me know if you guys are more excited for a different deck than I am, or if you think something else is gonna be cooler. But hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So, of course, we're going to start off with Gallantmon. I'm super excited for Gallantmon for the extra support that really makes this deck even more competitive than it already is. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep playing Gallantmon or if I'm going to switch to another red deck. There's so many cool red decks right now that I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm super excited to finally finish this deck, have the raid Takados, have the new Growlmon that lets you play up to more than one Takado, so you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about War Growlmon as much, the EX3 version, and you don't have to worry about the BT12 version coming up late after you've already played a Tamer, which really sucks. So yeah, super excited for that. It's gonna be really good. We got Talmon Loop. I'm excited. I'm not as excited for Talmon Loop as I was for you know, the Zephagamon kind of OTK deck from EX8. So I'm hoping to build this just to try it out and stuff like that. But I don't need to build Talmon Loop. I'm hoping to build it just to, you know, to learn about it. And honestly, there's not many yellow decks I'm super interested in, so probably this one will get built. We have the Fenrirlugamon, Takumi Kazuchi. I can care less, honestly. I liked Fenrirlugamon when it was just Fenrirlugamon, but when it got to the whole Takakazuchi OTK thing, and now there's an Ace version of it, I just haven't been interested in the deck ever since, honestly. I couldn't care less. It's a cool deck. I do like Fenrirlugamon, but I just don't know if there's any real interest for me in that deck anymore, other than Luga. I love Luga. So yeah, I mean, it's a cool deck. Yeah. Rapidmon, I'm going to put it, this would be nice to build. Again, not sure I'm going to play for a green deck. I don't know how good this really does for the Rapidmon line. We've had so many good Rapid cards. We've had Rapid X, Mega Gargo. The cool thing about this is you could Rapid Ace, and then you could Rapid Mega Gargo Ace on your Rapid Ace. So that's kind of cool now with this whole new stuff. But I really think BT19 has been outshone by BT20. So I do feel like, okay, this would be nice to build, but not really sure. Here we go. Alphamon, I would say I was hoping to build this. I'm hoping to build this. It doesn't, I'm not super excited about it. I do like Alphamon, but I just don't know, like all this stuff is like, all these kind of stuff we're getting, a lot of it's like DNA Digivolve stuff, and I just don't know how good that deck is set up to be able to go into a DNA Digivolve really easily. But a New York Oryukin is really cool, and then more line support is really cool. I just don't know how, I think it'd be interesting, so I'm hoping to build it, because I just don't have many black decks that I really want to build right now. So there's that. Royal Knights. I love a good Omnimon. I love a good Royal Knight deck, so I'm super excited for Royal Knights. Not sure if I'm going to get a chance to build it, but he looks sick, and as always, just any chance to have like a cool Omnimon X-Antibody deck is really good for me. I do like that. We'll go Blue Flare. Yeah, Blue Flare. I'm excited for a new Blue Flare deck. Do I think it's going to be super competitive? I don't think so. I think it's probably going to get power crept by BT20, but it is cool getting more Blue Flare support, and it'd be cool to see a resurgence in Blue Flare just as a cross deck, because it's my favorite cross deck. I never really got into Crossheart because I just thought this deck was just so much more my play style. Stunning and crossing, super good. So yeah, so excited for Blue Flare. Then we have Crossheart here. I've always wanted to try Crossheart, but I really couldn't care less about Crossheart. I won't go to the point where it's like, I don't give a but I couldn't really care less about Crossheart. It's a good deck. I'd try it, one time if I ever get a chance, but just not a deck for me. Of course, we got Heavy Metal here. I'm excited for Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal's awesome. I really like this card. I like the whole discard your hand to gain advantage, which is really good against decks like Mirage. So I'm really cool we're getting new line support for this deck. Do I think it's going to be super competitive? I don't know. I think it just still needs a little bit more of a boost to the overall, mechanism that it is designed. But it's one of the purple decks I'm excited for, and I probably won't even get a chance to play it because there's so many purple decks I'm super excited for. New Beelzemon here. I'm hoping to build a new Beelzemon deck. Like I said, there's so many purple decks this format. I'm just not sure this Beelzemon, it gives the deck what it needs to be more competitive in this format. So again, with taking that into account, I'll probably be playing something that's a little bit faster, and this might not be it, but I'm hoping I get a chance to at least try it out and see, try out the new cards and see how they go. But especially because we get a new Blast Mode, new Impmon, new Imako Tamer. It's really, really good. Getting a lot of cool stuff. Justimon. It'd be nice to build Justimon. I'm interested in Justimon as a black deck, especially because I really like the plug-in mechanic for Sakuyamon. So I really think it's cool the whole device mechanic for Justimon. It's funny too because when they first got Justimon out, they didn't give it the device mechanic. That's something that they've designed in the last 6 months, really, when they added devices to tournament kits, and then they started pumping out this stuff, and there's devices in BT19. So it's kind of interesting that they've kind of changed it now. He uses the devices to give him advantage, just like Sakuyamon uses the plugins. So it'd be nice to try it out. And Justimon's always been a card that is cool to me. I just never thought it got the support that it needed, and I'm not sure where it is at this point. Examon. I'm super excited for Examon. Another, this is probably going to be my green deck for the format. It's a multicolored deck, but Examon DNA Digivolve. I'm hoping that they made it easy enough to DNA Digivolve. The old Examon deck was extremely hard to DNA Digivolve, and that's where it kind of fell off the map. But I'm hoping that they gave this enough speed. That's the thing. When you're making a DNA Digivolve deck, you got to have at least a decent amount of speed to get to your DNA Digivolve. And that's why Imperialdramon is really good, because you DNA Digivolve from level 4 to level 5, and that's where you get your DNA Digivolve buff. When you have to DNA Digivolve at level 7, it's kind of a little bit harder. But we're hoping that they're making some progress with that. Justimon, another red deck that I'm just super excited for. I don't even know if I'm going to get to play this, because if I decide to play Gallant, I might not. But Justimon as another aggro red deck, one of the first red decks I took to a regionals or an ultimate cup back when we had the starter deck Justimon. I didn't do as good as my first time with Beelzemon, but I did decently with Justimon, and I started to learn the experience of fighting at regionals, so that was really cool. So Justimon always holds a special place in my heart, and just having more Justimon, more Sistermons, and more Justimon GXs is just really cool. So Imperialdramon, I've been talking about this deck for a while, so I'm super excited for Virus Imperial. I loved regular Imperial. It was some of the best tournaments I did with regular Imperial, top 32s, a bunch of top 32s. So that was really, really good. In fact, I probably should have just kept running that deck because I was doing so well with it. But I'm excited for Virus Imperial, because honestly, the red purple version of this deck has always been really interesting to me, and just to see if it gets up to the same heights as the other deck is going to be really interesting to see if it can match up to the speed and performance of the blue-green. Is going to be really, really interesting. Necromon, I'm super excited for a lot. I told you, a lot of purple decks. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's so many purple decks I want to play. That's why I don't think I'm going to get to play this one, because I already got 2 here that I really want to play. The Necromon, the Ghost deck from Liberator, looks really, really cool. The new Execute keyword looks really cool, and just all the on deletion effects giving you just super good bonuses and buffs is going to be really cool. So yeah, I'm excited for Necromon, and you're getting enough line support in this set to make this deck. You're getting 2 lines worth of ghost cards, and there's probably old cards and old on deletion abilities that are going to be really good in this deck. So that's going to be really cool. And it uses your trash just like a lot of purple decks, so that's really cool. Death X, I would say Death X is part of the Dex line, so I would say I couldn't really care about Death X or the Dex line right now. I'm just not interested in playing Dex right now. I have played Dex before, and it's fun, Dex Doragora, but I just don't have any interest in it right now, certainly. So I couldn't really care less about this. It's just not something I'm super excited for. But it is cool that this card seems like more direct Dex support than the last one. The last one didn't really seem like Dex support. Then we have our Metal Seedramon or Gigadramon, basically X-Antibody of Metal Seedramon, so maybe part of the Deep Savers deck. I would say that would be nice to try out. I kind of like Gigadramon. He looks really cool. They've given a lot of Seedramon support in the last little while, so I really do like that and think there's some really cool cards. And as a blue deck, I'd probably want to try that out. Just not sure, I'm not super invested in it, but it would really be nice to build and try this deck out, because I think it could be really, really cool. It's a decent deck. I think it'll be a decent deck. Love how there's a giant square right here. Zephagamon, I'm hoping to build Zephagamon. I don't have to build it. Like I said, Examon's kind of the green deck I'm interested in really right now, but just new Liberator support is always really great, and just having this deck, I feel like just didn't get enough to be as competitive as it could have been. So I feel like more Zephagamon support is always great. especially with this Zephagamon Ace and a new Shoto, could be what we need to speed up the deck a little bit more. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But I think this is really cool, and just the fact that the other Shoto can be there to just put the tamer you need on the board at a moment's notice is also really good. So yeah, I think I would like to build this if possible. Chaos Dramon Valderarm, I don't give a fuck. And Invisimon, I don't give a fuck about these decks. Honestly, having Falcomon cards that are not direct Falcomon support for the Data Squad line pisses me off. Honestly, it really pisses me off because that deck is so much fun, and we need so many good, more good cards and more to make that deck. Just make a deck where you basically trash your opponent's hand even better. So I definitely, that deck never got enough support. It just didn't get enough support even with 2 sets. And so having like Falcomon cards just kind of pisses me off. And then of course the Invisimon stuff it looks kind of cool, but I just don't really care. Honestly, there's so many cool Liberator decks that it's just something that I'm just kind of like, this is definitely not getting enough support in this set, and I just don't give a crap about it right now. So that is it. That's the list, guys. That's a lot of decks. That is a lot of stuff there. But you can see we're excited for a whole bunch. It's going to be hard picking out our 6 decks that we do. And we might have to like switch it up mid-format. Although we're going to have a short format because end of April, by the time this comes out, beginning of March, end of April, we're going to have BT21. So we'll have to wait and see. But tell us what you guys think. That's the deck excitement list. As always, we do what we can and we try to have some fun. We're going to be doing some how to builds, and that's going to be really fun as well. Tell us what you guys think. Which decks are you excited for? Which decks, would have you put in a higher list for yourself? There's no right or wrong answer here. This is just how I feel about it. But all these decks look really cool, and we'll have to see which ones are good and which ones need a little bit more support in order to be a little bit more competitive. But looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.